Get off the
Alrighty.
fridge.
Yelling at the cats. Alright.
He's on the fridge. He's gonna jump on my shoulder when he gets down.
Okay. Last we had left off, most of the party had gotten up to do some research at the library, while Varen had gone off to the Orange District to sort of figure out what was going on there and solve some of the issues that they had been asked to resolve. Unfortunately, Varen kicked over some boxes and
Allegedly.
people started fighting, thinking it was not done on purpose, and a full-scale riot broke out. Varen tried to put a stop to it, but was knocked unconscious for his troubles. When he woke up in the mud, he limped to one of the offices where the guards were to sort of check in, tell them what happened, only to realize that they all thought he started it. Because they had received witnesses who had said someone of his description was starting the riot. In his panic to escape, he turned invisible and tricked the captain of the guard that was there to run out the door, or to break the window, in which Varen escaped out the window and ran back to their housing on palace grounds. Najma and Kopak ended up passing Varen by unknowingly on the bubble, and when they could not find him, when they were denied access to the orange part of the city, they decided to go for lunch. Varen, on the other hand, made a deal with Idru and created an extensive alibi to pretend that he was there. And I believe we ended with there was a knock on the door.
Allegedly.
Kopak and Najma were on their way back from lunch in the green section in the marketplace. On their way back, I'm going to say it takes about 10 minutes to get all the way back, and there's a knock at the door. Idru is in his room, once more meditating, not really awake to the world.
I am also in my room.
Okay. There are several more louder knocks. Do you do anything? You just stay in the room.
Sleep. Snore, snore.
Okay. You hear the door does end up. Well, you're at the third floor, right? So I guess you don't hear that much. The knocking stops. After a minute, you hear lots of voices, and people coming up the stairs. And then subsequent knocking on bedroom doors. People come up to your room and knock on the door.
Yep.
Are you Varen?
What?
Are you Varen?
Yes.
All right, come downstairs. We have urgent business with you.
What's this about?
Come downstairs. I'm not in charge. Captain Gaspard is.
Fuck, where's my character sheet? Hold on. God damn it. I'm so ill prepared for this. Give me a second.
You do hear, I will say, Idru complaining about being interrupted.
So are they gathering all of us?
You two are not there, but
That's
if you were there, yes. Yeah. Are you ready?
You might have to send him his character sheet again.
Should be in his messages from last time I sent it. What are you looking for specifically, Ruby? Ruby.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Yeah, what are you looking for specifically?
My entire character sheet.
Okay. I sent it to you last time.
No, I've got it.
Okay. Alright. So, you do hear Idru complaining downstairs. The guard is waiting for you at the door.
So,
They're waiting for you. They asked you to come downstairs.
I thought we were just assuming I listened.
Oh.
I'm heading downstairs. I knock on Idru's door also.
You hear him. As you're coming out of your room, you hear him from like the spiral staircase. He is also being herded downstairs.
Okay.
You get to the basement floor or the bottom floor, and you see Gaspard and Yves standing there. Gaspard is kind of in his element. He's telling soldiers to go here and there. There's at least 20 soldiers that you can count in this bottom floor, the first floor of the house. By the time you get there, Idru is standing there looking pissed off with his arms crossed and his tail flicking. And when you arrive, Yves is already looking directly at you. He's been watching the staircase. Gaspard takes a second, realizes it's you, and then kind of does a hand gesture, and all the soldiers kind of circle up, making you guys be in their circle. Gaspard goes, well, unfortunate circumstances. We heard something that happened. We need to bring you in for questioning, unfortunately. Varen.
What's going on?
Gaspard kind of just gives you a look and this is, we asked you to take care of the riot in the orange caste section of the city, and well, they were not riot, they were grumblings, and now it is a full-on riot.
That's unfortunate. I wasn't able to get to it today. Last night I got the shit kicked out of me and lit on fire. I look at Edrew. Not to mention electrocuted. We had a dispute and I've been resting all day long.
Ija kind of shrugs and goes, yeah, that's what he said. He's been upstairs as far as I know. Yves steps forward and he just kind of looks at you. It's almost a predatory stare. And he says, I have people around the city. I know exactly where you have been and where you have not been. I have sources that tell me exactly what you were doing and when. Remember, you are outsiders here. I know that you built a pile of boxes and kept them over starting the riot. So tell me
I
how.
don't know what you're talking about.
Bring him in for questioning. Guards on either side of you sort of just grab your arms. You can try to get away from them if you would like. It'll be a strength check with disadvantage because there are two of them grabbing you.
I've done nothing wrong. There's no reason for me to resist.
Let's see how long you can keep that up. And Yves kind of just stalks out of the doorway. Gaspard goes, I am sorry about this. I do wish it hadn't come to this. You were nice people. But he makes another gesture and has both you and Idru circled up. Idru is protesting, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I've been here? Like, I didn't do anything. I was in my room. Like, we went to the library earlier, and then I came back in my room. I haven't gone anywhere. They still circle him up and bring him with them. And you guys get escorted to the palace proper. Again, there's about 20 guards. And nobody says anything to you during your walk over. It's just quiet. They're not talking to you. You escorted over. I don't know how good this map is. It shows up a lot different on this than it does on other things. But um, you get escorted to the palace proper. You go in through the entry hall. And then you are taken to up the corridor and into past the kitchen and into the throne room. I still need to draw Delphine, but I have drawn Celeste here. That is Celeste. One of the queens, and both Delphine, Celeste, and then you count. Yves has already taken his place next to Delphine. There are lots of other lords and ladies that are sort of arrayed in a semicircle. And you do notice that these people are all different castes. Najma and Kopak, you do see the tail end of the procession of guards as you're entering the gates of the palace grounds to get to your little house. Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 15.
Okay. No, if you want to write it in the chat, because your headphones are working, that's fine. Do you have your perception check? Do 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 do. Okay, well, Kopak, I'm just gonna go with yours until Najma can tell me her number. Kopak, you see and hear.
Sorry, I rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16. Okay, both of you. You don't see it, but you do hear Idru and Varen kind of shouting.
I'm not shouting.
Okay, then you hear Idru shouting, going like, "What the heck? I didn't even do anything." And you see the tail end of a bunch of guards to walk out the gate on the other side. If you walk up to the house, you will notice that the door was left open.
I guess I'll close the door and I guess I'll follow.
Okay. Najma?
She follows Kopak in turn.
Okay. Cool. All of you kind of arrive at the palace. By the time Kopak and Najma catch up, you guys are let into the palace and escorted into the throne room. And you're kind of told to be at the back. Idru is halfway up, and Varen is placed directly in front of the two thrones. Once again, there's a lot of people in here. There's all the guards that came with you, Yves, Gaspard, and they have at least one person from every caste, but two people from green, blue, and purple, plus the queens and Yves, and then only one from orange and red. Obviously, one of the only red is Philippe, and then the yellow is the maid that Marguerite that you met at the Peacock. Yeah. Let's put out in a
Which
semicircle.
maid?
Marguerite. She was at the Peacock, the one that got the
Mm-hmm.
whole spectacle that Malakot's the whole spectacle with.
Yep.
She's there. And they are arranged sort of in a half moon. And they're all looking at you. And Delphine, like the queens are dressed like very fancily, so is all of these other people. There are seats on your right side that are arranged, and there seem to be nobles of the upper classes, specifically purple class, in them. And Delphine raises one hand, and sort of all the chatter in the room dies down. She stands up to address the room at large. We are gathered here today to see about the supposed Ailbringer within our realm. This is something we have been working on to try and accept others, as our goddess has told us, which is why we now have the Council of Colors. And she points to the people standing in the half circle. And this is why we give this man from another country a trial today. Varen Greyjoy, you have been brought here, and she speaks directly to you, Varen. You have been brought here as a result of high treason against the throne. You have incited riots and revolutions among our people. While the goddess herself has forgiven you for bringing attention to the fact that there is social inequity amongst us. It does not change that you have started now 2 riots in our country. This cannot stand. We're here to put you on trial today. She sits back down. Yves, if you Duke Yves, the proclamations, if you will. Yves steps forward to sort of the center, has a scroll that he reads from. It says, the defendant is guilty of high treason, of inciting riots and chaos, inciting threats against the throne and doubts against the throne, for inciting doubt against the natural order that the goddess herself has decreed, and for arming people with the ability to create violent riots. She closes it, bows to the queens, and then steps aside. There are some grumblings you hear, mostly among the nobles sitting to your right. The few people that know you in the room up front amongst the Council of Colors look uneasy. And then Delphine motions you forward, and the guards kind of yank you forward a couple steps. Have you anything to say in your defense?
Plenty. First of all, I don't know what any of you are talking about. Secondly, is this really just a thinly veiled way of punishing me for doing something to help the lower castes? For pointing out how despairingly you have all treated them? Because I thought I'd done the right thing and that you had agreed with that. And yet, still, you're here bringing all of that back up, along with some felonious charges about me starting a riot with a stack of boxes? What does that even mean?
Celeste sort of waves her hand and forcefully silences you. She says, "This is not why we are here. We have already agreed that these crimes have been done. We simply overlooked the first revolution because the goddess's will. But we did not overlook the fact that you caused a revolution. And there are people here," she looked specifically over her shoulder to Philippe, and then over to whatever the half-orc's name was, that ran the park. There are people here that purposely invited you into our lands for the purpose of revolution. That cannot be overlooked. That, and we have testimonials of those in the orange section who was there and saw you. There is no doubt about what you have done. We're only asking why." And she waves her hand again and unmutes you.
The only thing I've done is start a revolution that was promptly finished upon the goddess's words in forgiveness, which you seem to have not forgiven. I know nothing about this secondary charge or how people have seen me somewhere I never was.
Um, Delphine sort of, you see Celeste sort of like grips her seat. She sounded like really angry. Delphine kind of just puts a hand on hers, pats it, and then looks at you. The goddess's word was that she recognized it was inequality that she had not meant to happen. We have already taken steps to fix that, as you see here. And she once again points to all these other people. However, you did come into my country with the purpose of starting a revolution. And you did. You armed people to fight against this throne, this crown.
Corruption.
And that is not something you can look over, especially not with these secondary charges. She nods to Eves.
Just drop the felonious secondary charges and just man up and say, this is about the revolution. You don't have to make something up to charge me
Celeste
with.
waves her hand and mutes you again. Or silences you again. I have had enough with this. Bring in the first. Eves mentions forward someone. I can't remember. It is an orange-haired human who is very nervous. She's kind of looking around, shaking. She bows to the queens very elaborately. Not well trained to bow, so very clumsily, but she tries her best. And then she sort of looks at you and then looks at them. You said to her, "Is this the one you saw earlier today?" And she kind of goes, "Yes, that's him." And he says, "Please, tell us what you saw specifically. Why were you there?" And she says, "Well, I work at the inn. That it was on the street where they're having the protest. Um, and we were interrupted during. Mac, I'm going to ask you to mute. Sorry. We were interrupted. Um, the protests were interrupting our work, and so we took special precautions to look into it. And outside of our inn, somebody started to stack boxes in front of the window and was pulling boxes around from the side from our deliveries. And I looked out and saw this man. I poked my head out the other window on the other side of the door and saw that he tried to speak to people and they didn't listen, all of them, and um, they then he knocked over the boxes into the crowds of people, and they started falling and pushing and shoving each other, and then they it was a full-on fight, and he closed the windows, locked the door, and hid in the back. There were still people that broke through some of the windows, but none of our staff was hurt. She looks nervously at Eves, and he sort of nods. Thank you for your testimony. And then you see him sort of outstretch his hand, and you now recognize Varen, the field of magic. He's cast a spell over you. This spell is the zone of truth. You must speak the truth while you are in it. So tell me, at least one person has seen you there. What have you to say?
I'm gonna ask you as the DM, how do I get out of this?
um,
Do you want to
Tell the
explain to him what
truth?
the spell does first?
Yeah. Zone of truth, basically, you have to tell the truth. Let me
And
look
if I
up
don't,
the specific wording. Let me look up the specific wording. I think you take
I think
something.
can either make a noise as be like a lie detector where it like buzzes. Some
Mhm.
can cause pain. It just depends on which one.
Yeah. Mhm. You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell area for the first time or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature cannot speak a lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such creatures can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
So he has to make a charisma save first,
Mm-hmm.
and if he fails it, he has to either tell the truth or try to deceive his way through it.
okay, so I have to make a charisma save, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
But first, person, can I get my spell off?
What is your spell?
Enhanced ability, Eagle Splendor. The
Yeah.
creature I give it to has advantage on charisma rolls.
Okay. Which one are you giving it to?
They're
Because
both in the cone, right?
you cast this before Yves cast his. So you don't know. You don't know that Yves is about to cast this.
Okay. I'll give it to Varen since he's the one on trial.
Okay. You have advantage on your charisma save. Go ahead and roll.
Now I'm out of level 2 spells.
Okay. Roll again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
again.
I got 8 and a 20. I'll take it.
Okay, nat 20.
Yep. +2.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I'm getting nothing but ones the rest of this session.
Yeah, so you can say whatever you want. But he does know that you passed his spell, and so he's watching you extra closely.
What she says, as far as I know, cannot be possible. Because I could not leave the castle this morning. Because I do not have my card.
Kind of looks at you. Roll a deception with advantage.
Hey, that is a 16. It was a 10 and a 16. And I have +5 on deception.
Okay. Kind of looks at you. Like he doesn't disbelieve you. He's just suspicious. So, but he's watching. Like, and why is it that your card is going missing?
I am unsure if the members of the session are aware, but we were broken into several nights ago. An enemy of this country attacked us.
In game, it was last night.
Oh, last night? My bad.
Yeah.
I had assumed that they had taken it, along with an invisibility potion of mine.
Okay. Gaspard, at this point, steps up, bows to the queens, and sort of goes, "If I may, I know that this intruder broke into their place last night. They called me when it happened. From what I remember, this intruder portaled in and out. While there was an attack, it was on the Loxodon of their group." And he looks over to where Kopak is. Kopak, you suddenly have a bunch of people looking at you.
I wave awkwardly with my middle hand.
And then Gaspar kind of brings attention back to himself by saying, "It was this Loxodon that was mostly attacked. I have not verified this statement, but it may be possible that it was stolen." And then he kind of bows and backs off. Delphine sort of looks between the two of you and then sort of motions to you, Kopak, to come up. Loxodon, you, come up.
I go up.
Guards kind of escort you up. Is it true that you were attacked? And that it was you who was mainly attacked? You are now
Do I have to make
entering.
the charisma roll?
Yes, you now are entering the zone of truth. So make that charisma, but you don't
Oh,
have
no.
advantage.
And my charisma's ass.
Woo!
It is a 10 minus 1, so a 9.
Okay, that is a fail.
What was the question again? I was attacked and what?
Is it true that you were the main one that was attacked? Was anyone else harmed?
I know I got stabbed. I don't know if anyone else was specifically attacked. No one else
It
looked
was
injured.
a sneak attack, though, right? Snuck in.
Oh yeah, they snuck in. Well, they know they pulled in.
Yes. Very well. Did you have any of your items stolen?
Only thing I noticed that's missing is some schematics for a helmet I've been working on.
So there was other theft. Very well.
That was the schematics that not Mela, but I think Corey stole off me when they pickpocket me.
Gotcha. I was like, I don't remember this. Okay, that's why.
So technically I didn't lie. They
You
are
didn't
missing.
lie. They are missing. Let's see if Use picks up on that. No. All right. The queen's Delphine nods at you and then motions you away. The guards sort of like very timidly, sort of. Well, it's a Goliath on one side and an elf on the other, and they kind of bring you back. Very well. We've established that something might have been stolen. However, you said you had more than one witness. Is that correct, Captain Eves? Or Duke Eves? And Eves bows to them and motioned forward another person. It is the half giant.
Okay. Sorry,
Right.
Stinkman's here. My apologies.
Hi, Sink Man. Is he chewing on other things?
No, he was sniffing at my foot.
Seems to like the
Wet nose.
Sorry,
Um,
continue. I'll mute myself.
You're fine. So the half giant sort of donk, donk, tonk comes up, gives a very, once again, clumsy bow. He is manacled. His hands are behind his back. And there's about 5 guards with pikes around him. And he sort of, you can tell this is not his favorite person. He's got that sort of sour look on his face, and he sort of looks and goes, "Tell us your story. Go." The giant, sort of the half giant, goes, "Whoa, we were angry and upset because we wanted change and other people didn't. And then people started pushing and fighting and yelling. And so I started pushing and fighting and yelling. And he gets like frustrated, and the people with the pike sort of like get ready, like tense up, like, oh no, he's gonna attack. And he just goes, and he looks over down at you, Varen, and goes, "Yeah, I know I knocked him out. I always remember the faces of the people I knocked out. I thought you were dead. Didn't I step on you?" And he like leans closer to you and just sort of like, he says, "Very well, thank you. Take him away." And then he and the queens and everybody else kind of looks at you. Lauren.
So I'm assuming they're looking at me and seeing the bruises and batterings on my face and body.
Oh yeah.
I would like to point out that after the stabbing and the robbery, disagreement among my group, in which case I lost my temper and attacked one of our members. I was then beaten, lit on fire, and electrocuted by the members of my party. In hindsight, I was acting like a fool, but that is the reason that I am so badly bruised and singed
Idru
and
kind of
electrocuted.
sniggers. As you kind of say this, he's laughing at you.
I give him a dirty look and then look away really quickly. Real quick before we move on, can I look around at the color cast with my demon eye?
Yeah.
Are any of them giving off demonic energy?
I mean, the tieflings. Philippe is a tiefling. One of the ranks of purple is a tiefling. They have that baseline demonic energy.
Anyone who's giving off weird demonic energy. I know the tieflings have this like internal soul energy, but like someone just dripping with the stuff.
You do notice that the drow elves have some sort of connection to the energy. You notice that specifically Delphine and Yves have a much higher concentration of it than Celeste does. And Celeste seems to have a little bit less concentration of it than the rest of the drow elves in the room, but the drow elves also have a little bit of it, just like the tieflings. But there's no one out here that really stands out to you.
Okay.
As you say that, Celeste kind of, as you guys are sniggering back and forth, Celeste goes, I see there is no love lost. Be not a cleric in your party.
What?
I see there is no love lost between you. Is there not a cleric in your party?
It is.
What? Speak clearly.
Yes, we are a quirky, disheveled, unsupportive group of violent idiots.
She looks to both Yves and Gaspard. Roll deception. I would say a disadvantage, but since you have advantage on charisma, it's going to be a flat roll because they've met all of your party and they know what
Hold
clerics
on.
look like.
Time out.
Yes.
I think I misunderstood something.
Yeah, I kind of am confused too. What's the question they're
The
asking?
queen
I
asks
thought-
if there was a cleric in your party because you said
a
that.
cleric! I thought you said a quirk in your party, like we're a quirky party.
Oh, no.
Like, do you guys really beat up on each other? That's kind of weird, is what I thought she was getting at.
Right, no, she's
No,
like, okay,
there's no clerics in our party. And if there was one, I'm pretty sure she fell into a pit of darkness.
Dude, Najma's our cleric.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, that's kind of a thing.
Yeah, Najma's our cleric.
Bring her forward. And
Tell me out, you son of a bitch.
And Najma, the guards, kind of look at each other and then look at you and kind of, okay, come on.
Wait, no, did I refuse healing? I feel like I refused healing. I went off to mope.
I healed you, and then I had to heal Idru before we took our long rest.
Yeah, but you don't have that strong of healing magic.
Yeah, mine's not as good as Najma's.
So,
Okay, I'm good. I'm fine.
so,
I'm not worried about this.
so Najma, you are brought forward to the queens.
Oh, boy.
And they kind of look at you. Is it true that you are the cleric of the party? Roll a charisma save, by the way.
I'm sorry, what was that last part, person?
Roll a charisma save because you are in the zone of truth right now.
Roll. Okay, give me 1 second here. And sorry, roll a what again?
Charisma.
Charisma, okay. 2 seconds here. I have a +3 on that. I rolled a d20, a natural d20.
Okay.
Woohoo!
I'm not fucking joking.
You can now lie on the stand.
Yeah. So Yves kind of gives you a little bit of a narrow eye, but you are asked by the queens. I see by your attire, you're a cleric, yes?
Najma is very, very nervous, but she nods her head and says yes.
There was a break-in this morning at your house, yes?
Well, sorry, what was their question again? You're a bit
There
muffled.
was a break-in this morning at your house, yes? A break-in at your house.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to think here. It's been a while since we did the
The answer is yes.
Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think back and make sure. She affirms. She says yes.
Okay. Very well. And your party members were injured not only by the intruder, but also by each other, yes? Everybody was injured by someone was injured by the intruder and by others of your party, correct?
Out of character, I think that that did happen, right? I think.
Yes, that did
Okay.
happen.
Yep. We fought each other because I was trying to get them to behave, and they didn't want to behave.
I
Yeah.
wanted to fight Idru, and Idru wanted to fight me, and Kopak got in between us, and then I got lit on fire and electric, and had the shit kicked out of me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
No,
then-
it's not.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
And then we see that he has bruises all over him. Varen has bruises all over him. You, as a cleric, did not heal your own teammate? Your own party member? Why is
Pretty
that?
sure she hates me.
I was not asking you. Cleric, please answer.
Out of character, I thought it was.
It was Kopak who healed them. Yes. But she's asking why you did not heal a party member after an attack.
You were healing Edru at the time.
You can't answer for her.
I'm just letting her know because she's having trouble.
Oh, I thought you meant that was you're telling her
Oh,
like this
no.
is what Varen wants.
Like in reality, the reason Kopak is because she was healing Edru. That is the only in reality.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I apologize. It's been a little bit.
It's been
between
over a
sessions.
month. Yeah, it's fine.
Seems like
Yeah.
it hasn't been a day.
Najma affirms that she was healing Idru, but Kopak was taking the time to heal Varen.
Not a very good job.
Is that so? Kopak, come forward.
Ease. I'm waddling up again.
You have to reroll your charisma save.
Again.
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna fail it again.
No, you won't.
Unless I get lucky with the 20. That is a 7 minus 1. That's a 6.
God damn it.
Kopak. So you have to tell the truth.
What?
Is it true that you have to tell the truth? Is it true that
Okay.
you hurt and you healed Varen after the attack? Yes.
After punching me in the face and then electrocuting me, yes.
Yes, I did heal him.
Then why is he still injured? There's been
Because he's shit at healing.
you. Celeste waves her hand again. Silences you again. I am
Can I resist
tired.
that? Can I please resist that?
You cannot
No.
resist the silent spell.
No.
The only thing that can get rid of it is the dispel magic or counter spell.
Yeah. DM is also just DMing this because shh. Varen also yeah, so she waves her hand, Varen is silenced. She turns back to you, Kopak. So please tell me, what happened? Did you heal him?
I healed him, but my magics aren't as strong as a cleric's, obviously. That's why I have to make things to hold magic.
Then why did you, cleric? What is your name?
My name is Najma.
Najma. Why did you not heal your party member fully?
Out of character, that's a good question.
I think I'm pretty sure I think you did. And then you guys took a short rest after, so you would have been all healed up. You could have had the possibility to heal up anyway, and then you went and got injured again. I think is what happened. Varen, I will unmute you so you can add on to that, because I don't remember. Is that
I
what
remember
happened?
Kopak healing me and then saying some shit, and then I lost my temper and left.
Okay, did you get healed all the way?
No. I
Okay.
didn't.
No, I didn't
Remember
have- I
that
didn't have
was a
enough magic.
conversation we had during the riot. I wasn't fully healed.
Okay.
Because we were going to take a long rest afterwards. But then we
I
got
mean-
attacked, so we couldn't finish it.
Yeah, you did take a no, this was you took a long rest and then you got attacked and then you took a short rest and then you went about your day.
Yeah, that's why we got up at like 1.
Didn't I go climb on a roof?
I don't know.
I think I remember that happening.
Because you went on the roof after we fought.
Yeah, I went on the roof after we fought because you said some shit after healing, and you pissed me off. Or Varen off.
And then I
Basically
think we went
called
to
me a
bed.
bitch.
Well, if you act like a bitch and walk like a bitch, you're
Shut
probably
the
going to
fuck
quack like a bitch.
up.
So in other words, they were fully healed, but rested, and he went off on his merry way and got injured again. Is
In reality, yes. But we're trying to bend the truth a little bit. Kopak can't lie.
Yeah.
That and they're asking Naja specifically, so I cannot say anything.
So, if Najima wants me to burn in hell, go ahead. Tell them I got fully healed. Otherwise, please help me.
How much
No,
does Naja
I
like Varen?
I don't
I
like
don't
that.
think so either. That's why I'm begging.
No,
Please,
shit.
please,
No, yeah,
please.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Take your time.
I mean, you can say whatever you want, because you are not under compulsion.
But there is so much silver in my pocket for you.
No, I'm trying to think of something that does go along with trying to save Varen. Shit. Sorry, I'm trying
Out
to
of
think.
character, you could say he fell off the roof after he went to go be a pouty baby.
So, I refused healing from you is good enough. Because Kopak's healing isn't good enough to heal all my wounds.
So basically, I can tell them that again. Yeah, I healed Idru. Kovac healed Varen some, but Varen refused any further healing.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Which isn't untrue.
Yeah. This might not be 100%.
Okay. Najma tells them that after healing Idru, and seeing that Kopak didn't do as good of a job healing Varen. She tried to heal Varen some more, but he turned her down.
Very well. Very well, very well. Well.
What?
Very well, very well. The queens, look at each other. Delphine nods, and turns to look at you. We will now confer with the Council of Colors and our advisors, and have a pronouncement for you. In the meantime, we ask that you remain in custody and you will be put under house arrest and unable to leave that area. We should get back to you after dinner time.
Hold on. I have a question.
Yes.
Y'all wouldn't bring me in here just because some eyewitnesses said they beat me up and someone saw me knock over a stack of boxes. You have to have more evidence than that. What else happened?
Gaspard walks forward. I have personal report from the head of the guard that was stationed to help out with the rioting. He says very specifically that he confronted you about it, and he pulls out a letter, turned invisible, taunted him into throwing chairs, broke the window, jumped out the window, presumably you were invisible, and escaped custody. signed, I don't have his name on me right now, so and so, and then he holds it, turns it around, and shows the official seal.
So, what did you just show?
He showed the official seal of the captain that the Goliath that you juked.
Okay. Just a reminder, I left my ID card there, so they would have that too.
Oh, you did?
Yes, on
Okay.
purpose, because it's about to collaborate the story I'm about to throw at them.
Where did you
So
leave it?
you're telling me
Wait. Where did you leave it?
right there on the table.
Okay.
I made a whole thing where I said I walk into the questioning room, I sit the ID right on the table.
Okay. Okay. Then Gaspar pulls out the ID and said, "This is the ID that was issued to him, that he alleged was stolen." So missing
Okay, so
ID.
you're telling me
Missing ID and missing invisibility potion, which I honestly would not have known about unless you had mentioned that. And a letter from my captain in charge of this. Your Majesties, this is highly suspicious and does stink of foul play. Delphine turns to you, Varen, and goes, "What have you to say? All the evidence points against you."
so you're telling me that I purposefully went out to a protest, started a riot, joined that riot to get the shit kicked out of myself, and then went to turn myself in to the guards, leaving evidence of who I was before turning invisible and escaping. Man, I'm either the biggest idiot around or someone's pretending to be me.
You just called yourself an idiot.
Yes, I know. It tells the story, doesn't it?
At least he knows.
the queens kind of look at each other, like they're kind of like considering it, and then Yves comes up to Delphine and whispers something in her ear for quite a while. It's a rather long whisper, and her eyes slowly widen, um, and he leans back and she looks at you. Varen Greyjoy, of the Greyjoy family, the ones that destroyed multiple provinces in Sayasani, the
Do not associate with the Greyjoy family.
the notary revolutionaries. That's what you are famous for, is it not?
Do not associate with the Greyjoy family.
Yet you kept the name.
Forgive me for wanting to make a better name of myself, of my family. Forgive me for wanting to wipe clean the slate of murder and espionage and trickery.
And yet you have already said that you were sent here to plan this revolution. Were you not?
And you can ask those revolutionaries, since we're all working, what I said about killing people.
She looks to Philippe. He kind of shrugs. Your Majesty, we did hire him because he was a Greyjoy and advertising his services, but he was very against killing people. Some of our people were for it, but he was very much against it.
I believe in treating people properly. I believe that people can be held down, treated as slaves, tormented, and that those people deserve the right to stand up for themselves. That does not mean assassinating queens, planting bombs in castles, starting riots. I do not believe in those things. But I would like to add that if someone were to impersonate any of our group to defame or ruin our joint operation with the queens in the goddess, to make us look like enemies of the state, I would be the perfect candidate.
We will discuss it and have a medical person examine you from our payroll, and then your clerk can be there for that as well. We'll be putting you under house arrest and be conferring with the council. Court is dismissed for now.
Also, where the fuck is my lawyer?
This is monarchy. You don't get one.
Fuck you. I'm
Um,
so glad I wrote this shit down. I had this plan for weeks.
Good. So did I.
You almost had me with that fucking truth roll, though. That fucking zone of truth almost fucked me up. That first roll was like a 6, and my heart died. My heart died right there. If I didn't have Kopek's advantage, I would have lost this whole thing.
See, I've had that spell on Yves since his very creation, because he is like the ultimate spy. So that is like essential for him to have as the head of security, like the head of the Secret Service. Like that is a very important spell for him to have. So yeah. But yeah.
And that's when the bomb goes off underneath the queen's chair.
Oh, Lord. I didn't make one yet.
God, if the Greyjoys are here, we're fucked. Person actually goes around and makes my story true.
Yeah, you gave me a story to work with. You guys are escorted back to the house. There are guards now that are stationed as posts on each of the floors, 2 on each floor. There are 4 on the bottom floor. You guys are served dinner and not allowed to go out. And honestly, that is where I'm going to end today because you need to leave early, Varen. And
Adrian's still not here.
Adrian's not here. He probably had the silencing spell cast on him a lot as well. It's kind of what I'm going for.
What's up with him not being here? That's like twice in a row now.
I will tell you once we are not live.
Oh, valid.
And we will pick up in 2 weeks.
Okay.
I did get official confirmation. I will not be here. We'll pick up on the 12th, and then I will not be back until the 3rd of December.
Just FYI,
over Thanksgiving. Yeah.
I don't know the dates yet, but sometime in November or December, I'm going to the Bahamas for work and will be unable to participate for a week or 2.
Okay. That's fine. I can just
I'll let you know when the exact dates are.
Okay. Because I will be gone from the 18th of November to the 26th. That's 2 weeks. I could theoretically do it on the 19th. but I will have to be doing it from Colorado. And then in December, I will be going back to Alaska for 3 weeks. And while I can theoretically do it there, theoretically, so
It's
it'll be
also Christmas
spotty.
time, so
Yeah, it'll be spotty for the end of the year. I might bring my best friend on as a guest star if we do it while I'm over at her house. So yeah. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you whenever we stream next. Bye bye, stream.